Yes, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Bootcast podcast. I'm your host, Justin. I'm with my fellow co-host, Colby. Colby, man, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, brother. I got a coaching in. I got to play for about 2 hours pickup.
Attaboy.
My GX2s.
Attaboy.
Right. Yes, sir. And I get to do this with you guys, so I'm really excited.
Very nice. And you said with you guys, so let's introduce our guests. We have our guest, GCFC Training, better known as Mark. Mark, man, how you doing today?
Hello, good. Yeah, no, excited. You guys don't know this is my first podcast ever, so that's what I was saying.
Okay.
Like, go either really bad or really good, so we'll see.
That's what we love. Our first episode was probably bad. I'll just say it.
Dude, honestly, like, I don't mind watching you guys. Like, I work from home, and like, I just put it on in the background, and it's not bad, dude. Like, I actually enjoy it. That's why
We appreciate
that's why I
that.
sent the message. I'm like, like, I'm honest, bro, and like, I might give you some fluff, but like, your guys' podcast is awesome. I actually enjoy listening to it. I think it's really
Thank
good.
you.
So that's
Thanks,
why I came
brother.
on. I'm excited to do this.
Yes, dude. We
Okay,
appreciate it. We
so
appreciate it.
we're gonna start this episode the same way I try to start every episode. This is episode 11. Give me your favorite number 11 of all time. Mark,
Well,
you're the guest. You started off.
okay, yeah, I was gonna say, it could be controversial, but Ryan Giggs.
Oh yeah.
Is that out of the
that's-
question?
That is
Like,
not
No.
controversial at all.
You
No.
can
Minus
vote.
the wife swapping and
Yeah.
the assault
Oh,
charges
yeah,
and
yeah.
all that.
No,
Could
yeah,
be Ryan
that's
Giggs.
Yeah.
Giggsy's a
But,
good choice. I like Giggsy.
I would- maybe Ibrahimovic, Drogba.
Good choices.
Drogba, yes. That's a good one. I
Gareth
didn't think
Bale.
about Drogba. Yeah.
Yeah,
Those are
Probably
good
the-
shouts.
Those are all good.
Colby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with another Welshman, actually. Gareth Bale, dude. That guy is, like, in my opinion, criminally underrated for Madrid. Did some amazing things. Won 4 UCLs. Freaking Copa del Rey final. Like, was issued a speeding ticket for how freaking fast he was coming off the pitch and scoring a goal. So just the fact that like how it ended there and his time there and how he was vilified and whistled and like of course like the Wales Golf Madrid didn't really help his case out, but I mean just honestly like one of the greats.
Oh, for sure.
Huge catalog of goals too.
Yeah, the overhead kick and the UCL
Incredible.
final.
I was gonna say, like, I always thought Ronaldo's overhead kick would I was like, holy crap, that's the craziest one. And then like the next game, Bale's like, okay,
Dude,
I'll
I
do it
watched
too.
I watched a highlight tape of him on Twitter the other day, and I'm like, dude, I don't even remember like half of these goals. You know,
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
bro did
Dude,
not
Bale
get
was
the
insane.
credit he deserved.
No.
No.
Oh, it's hard. It's like I think he got credit, but he'll never get like the individual credit he deserves. You
Yeah.
know, it's kind of like how Tevez was when it was Rooney and Ronaldo. Like Tevez was a dog and he was a beast, but nobody really remembers him. They always remember
Yeah.
Rooney and Ronaldo.
Right. I remember the Tevez golf swing. That was pretty awesome. But that
Oh,
was from
yeah.
Man City. Yeah.
Yeah, don't remind me of that.
Yeah, he was gone. He was gone for a while, and then he came back and was amazing. Just
Yeah, that's like when he was in China for like a week.
freaking G dog. He's awesome.
I think my number 11, if I have to pick one, Giggs. Mo Salah's a shout for me. I think I might actually go Marco Royce, just because I really respect that guy has stayed with Dortmund pretty much
One-club
through
player.
thick and thin. Yeah, and like even when Götze left, when Lewandowski left, Sancho left, Holland's left, he's just kind of been like their constant.
Royce had the
Yeah.
chance to leave too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
a
he
lot
stayed.
to leave, and yeah, no.
Yeah, Royce kind of has that like tragic, kind of like where he could have been in that squad for the 2014 World Cup where Germany won, but I think he got hurt just before then.
I think he like tore his ankle like
Yeah.
the week leading up to it in a little
Yeah.
friendly. It was nasty.
Yeah.
All right, Colby, take it away, man.
All right, man. Mark, dude, this podcast is about you, my friend. You kind of started on Instagram about the same time as I did, right? About late 2022.
I was gonna say, so I think Colby was like one of the first people that I met on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and that was like when, dude, I was like barely scraping 100.
Dude, it was amazing. And you know what's so funny is like I remember when you were below 100, you reached out, super humble guy. Like I remember you're like, "Hey man, like I'm Mark, like yeah, it's good to meet you. Like I'm making some connections on Instagram and like I think I saw like maybe like your first 3 or 4 videos, and I messaged you and I was like, dude, you're gonna be really big one day. Like I can just like I can tell, and you're like, oh yeah, dude, thank you so much, blah blah blah. And like lo and behold, like I don't want to say like I called it, but dude, you're like so big now. Um, so I kind of want to like go back on your history of like your life and kind of when you started playing soccer and kind of how you ended up where you ended up.
Yeah, yeah. So I first let me preface this by saying I ramble, so keep me on track if I go off. But so I played soccer since I was 4, I think, like 3 or 4,
Mm,
and it was soccer and baseball. I was really good at both of them, and it just came to that point. I think you guys know growing up that you had to choose one or the other because it gets too expensive. Also, you have to commit
Hmm.
yourself fully. Chose soccer. I was born in California, but I lived in North Carolina most of my life, and I played for all sorts of different club teams there. I did the Olympic Development Program (ODP), um, and then when I got to I never I had a girlfriend and I chose my girlfriend over my soccer, and I decided to stop playing soccer after high school, and I didn't have any opportunities to go anywhere. I never applied myself, which is something that you do have to do. And if you're young listening to this, you can't expect things to happen for you. You got to go out there. You got to put yourself out there, send tapes, all of that. I didn't do any of that. So I was done. I was honestly, I was happy to be done. I was going to move on, and I went to a college, Wingate University in North Carolina, and I was doing athletic training, which I thought was going to be a lot easier than it actually is. And I think after the first semester, and I don't know where you guys live. We did semesters over there. After the first semester, um, I had a couple friends, Kelby and Brandon, that wanted to try out for the Wingate team. Now, Wingate University, they are, during my time, they were a top 5 in Division 2 in the nation.
Oh wow.
So I'm just like, you know what? Like, I'll do it. Sure, why not? We tried out for the team, and I played out of my mind for that one session, right? And I'm like, I have a chance with this. Like, I really do. The second and the third tryout session, I did okay, but that first one really stood out. And I remember, I don't remember what exactly happened, but I think my friend Brandon came out, and unfortunately, he didn't make it. And I went in. I thought I was going to be told that I didn't make it. They told me I made it. I walked onto the Wingate University team, and I'm like, bro, this is crazy. So I trained all summer, and so there's a bunch of like English kids and a bunch of South Americans and stuff like that, and they were just so much better than me,
Hmm.
and I struggled with my confidence a lot. And then after 1 year, I decided that they said that they wanted to have me back, but I decided that it just wasn't for me. I also missed my family. I had an illness that I was dealing with, and a lot of different things happened. Like my grandmother passed away. Like while I was there, it was just a rough time. And I
Hmm.
came back or I didn't come back. We moved to Washington State. I didn't play for like 8 years. Yeah,
Wow.
I didn't play
that's
for eight
crazy.
years.
Wow.
That's
And
nuts,
I
man.
don't know. Yeah, so I don't know why I didn't. It's not that I fell in love. I was disgusted by it or anything like that. I was just living my life. I was trying to find a good job and stuff like that. And I didn't play for 8 years. And then there's a new soccer team coming to Spokane, and it's Spokane Velocity. It's a USL 1 team. So this whole thing started because I wanted to try out for the team. And if I couldn't try out for the team, I wanted to work for the team. So, I started this whole thing, and I went to the supporter group meetings and everything just to get my name out there. And this is at the very beginning. So, I mean, I think I met with like the actual owner of that team when I was at like 2,000 followers. And dude, it just blew up from there, you know?
Hmm.
And yeah, ever since, I mean, it's gotten to a point now where like it's not that, and I don't want to come off as being disrespectful or anything like that, but I have much bigger ambitions now than to work for that team. I don't think I can try out for that team in the state that I'm in. Maybe if I would have really set my mind to it about a year ago. But just ever since then it just blew up, and dude, it's been growing. I think when I hit like I don't remember, I think it was like when I hit around 40,000 is when it just like it started
snowballed,
rolling, and like I was getting like 10,000 every week, and it's just crazy. So that's kind of it's kind of how it did. I was supposed to start this with my best friend Noah, and that's where the C comes from. So the G is my last name, the C is his last name, and then that's C. The emblem itself is Spokane and Charlotte, North Carolina. So it's split in half. So that's where that logo came from, and I made that logo myself.
Oh, so, cool.
Yeah, he was supposed to help out with it, and he didn't. So
does your friend Noah feel kind of like, dang man, I should have like jumped in this with you?
Dude, he texts me every day. He's like, when are you gonna make the GFC?
Okay, so I do have a question for you. So when I first started following your profile, I saw you through Instagram. I think you might have been like one of like like the reels where it just kind of gets suggested, and you were doing kind of like almost like trading drills. And I always remember you always have the save this post, and that stuck out in my mind. So you have this, and then next thing I know, you have this like meteoric rise, like you're exploding all over Instagram. I've seen random ad, like we're friends now, but I've seen ads from you. You've getting suggested to me everything.
Oh yeah.
And then all of a sudden out of nowhere, you're like, you have these small YouTube clips, and then you're like, I'm gonna start making like these full on YouTube videos. And I don't want to call them ASMR videos. Wait, is that ASMR? Yeah, okay, whatever. But your videos have also massively taken off. So where did the decision / thought process come from for you? Like, okay, I'm gonna do these small like little training to help people and almost motivational to like, here's like full blown content, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, so my biggest inspiration is 7MLC, and I bet you if you watch his YouTube videos especially, you'll see what I'm talking about. But he's the man. He's my biggest inspiration. So there's him, there's Become Elite. And actually, before I met Noah Kavanagh, and I talked to him like almost every day now. I watched his videos, so that was really cool when I was actually able to meet him too.
Okay.
So I'm such a visual person, I see a lot of things, like when I watch movies and stuff, and I know we're talking about Instagram and we're talking about 30-second videos, right? But it makes a difference, but like when I'm watching movies and stuff and I see like little tiny mistakes in the editing, I see all of those things. And that's what I mean. Like I'm a very visual person, and I notice like all the small little details. So when I that doesn't really, I'm talking about that more so with the ASMR videos, but like with the training ones, I originally want to do it because I like inspiring people, and I like being able to help people. And originally that's what I thought that I wanted to do. And it's not that I don't want to do coaching now, but like it's come to a point where I have a full-time job and I'm making all these videos, and I got to kind of choose things. So I chose what I really like in the ASMR videos and the full videos. And I'll talk more about why I like that ASMR a lot. But, like specifically with those ASMR ones, I saw 7MLC making those videos, and I'm like, I don't really see people doing this for Instagram. Like I want to start doing that. Anybody can do the training. I think doing the training thing is a much harder thing to get into, with all the competition and everything. But with the ASMR, there was a gap with that, there was a hole that needed to be filled with that. So I decided to do that. It didn't work at first, and I think it's probably because it's not what my content was. People expected the training and all of that. But I stuck to it because it's, I wanted to do it. I really believed that I could get it going. And then it was the one where I was wearing these Phantom GTs, these ones right here. I have all my shoes right now.
Those ugly. Oh God.
I don't mind.
Dude, I wanted to talk about.
Oh, I hate that color.
So we gotta do that.
That was like one of the first messages I sent him. I'm like, dude, I love the content, but those boots are awful.
Yeah.
I
like them, bro.
I like them, bro.
We can talk about it. But, that video, I did that at Gonzaga University, and that was my first video. I hit 1 million, and ever since then, I pumped those out, man. I love those so much. And now, like, I started doing them on YouTube, like early, like probably like last summer.
Hmm.
And I realized it was just too much work and I wasn't ready for it. I didn't like, my camera work wasn't quite there yet. My audio wasn't quite there. Um, so I put that on the back burner. I really just focused on Instagram. And I think that's why it's been so successful, especially when you have your focus on something entirely, you know?
Hmm.
So I let the Instagram thing go for a while, and then it's gotten to a point now, and I was telling Colby before you got here, I'll be really, really honest and transparent with you guys. I don't make anything on Instagram. Instagram
Yeah.
doesn't have a revenue sharing service or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I think I'm at the point now where, you know, I can definitely make this into a living, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm putting my full focus on YouTube and making those videos, and I'm trying to do 2 a week now. And that's kind of, you know, where it came from. I experimented with TikTok because I know that they do a revenue sharing for over a minute,
Hmm.
but TikTok is for like squirrel brain, you know, like little kids, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't really think ASMR would work well on that.
Hmm.
So I decided if I'm going to do, you know, these full length videos, I'm going to do it on YouTube. So, and that's kind of where that transition came from. As for the training stuff, I kind of put that in, and I'm still going to do that. You know, because it's GCFC training, you know, I am always going to do the training videos, even if they don't, you know, necessarily get the views. I think my audience, the people that followed me, especially from the beginning, appreciate that kind of stuff. And I'm going to continue doing that. But I tried all sorts of different things, like those posts where you scroll. Those are the best ones, because if you don't like that and you scroll to the next one and you just keep on going, that thing will keep on popping up. And I think you guys know that too. Like, it'll
Yeah.
keep on popping up until you do something with it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
Dude.
I figured out ways to make sure the training still, like, you know, gets a lot of views and stuff like that. And those are the little things. But that's kind of the evolution on all of that.
Yeah. And Mark, I'll say this, man, like you were talking about your attention to detail and how you'll pick up on little things. One of the first things I noticed from when you first started making videos is the way you angle your camera to what you want to see visually. And I remember some like early on videos you did with like gate training, where you're going through gates and the camera's low and it's almost like at your feet as the ball's going through each gate. You'll do stuff where like those quick ASMR videos, like you're on the pitch, the camera's over here, like the angles you choose and the way you cut it together, it really keeps like whoever's watching engaged. So like how do you look at that? How do you make your angles? Like what are you looking for when you make those?
Yeah, I think dude, it's all on purpose. That's the first thing. It's all on purpose. Because when you have that low angle, I see a lot of people like to do the high angles or the mid from far away and stuff like that. That doesn't engage the audience, you know. That makes you feel like you're far away. It makes you feel like you're looking from it from like a fence from outside the field. When you're that close, when you're right underneath right there, it feels like you're there, you know. And that's what I want to make it feel like. I want it to be like you're you know, in a sense, you're like hanging out with me. You know, you're right there with me, and you're right next to me. All that stuff is important. Going into a little more detail, like the low angles too. I mean, I think they look good. You got the field, what is it called, depth of field or whatever, where, you know, things in the background are blurry, and then especially the angle where the grass is kind of peeking up from underneath. It's just a pretty, you know, it's just a pretty angle. I've experimented with everything. I think if you look at my first ASMR videos, I think those compared to what it is now, you could say those are crap. You know, like it's such a big difference, and I notice it myself. And you know, I'm my biggest critic. People might say those videos are awesome. I appreciate that, you know, but when I look at that versus, I'm very proud of where, you know, how far I've come. So
Yeah, man, and I like that too, because like I feel like any Instagram content creator, like you want to, or like now YouTube for you, is like you want to grow and develop, and you also want to do things that aren't gonna like frustrate you. Like I remember, kind of like when we first started, like I was doing training videos too, and then just like I'm an old man, so like by the third day, I was getting out there and trying to do something and getting frustrated with myself. I was like, dude, I can't do this anymore. And so like I remember like you doing videos like before ASMR, like training, but then you made like funny videos too, like. I remember a specific one where like you're running and you like jump behind a pile of snow and it's like the Mission Impossible theme music, and it's like, dude, I like just to see like your development and like going from this like all the way to where you are now, like it's pretty awesome.
Well, that whole thing is, you know, making sure I stay, what's the word? Like, I want to be relatable, you know? I
Right.
want to be relatable. I mess up. I mess up all the time, you know.
Mhm.
But I also make fun of myself. I think you guys have seen recently with my stories. I pull all those comments from YouTube. Those
Oh
comments
yeah,
are so
Oh, yeah.
funny.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I just
Yeah.
like it's funny, man. Like you can't take yourself too seriously, and I think
That
a lot
one
of these
dude.
people do. I think and this is another problem too with a lot of content creators that I see, and I'm never going to call out names. I'm not one to do that, but so a lot of these people they start to get popular, and they think that it's because of them, specifically them. It's not. It could be anybody. With my videos, it could be anybody that makes those videos. People don't care about me. They just care about the entertainment. Are they being entertained? Can they learn something from this, And, I don't take myself too seriously. I like to have fun. I like to, keep it light, and I like to just entertain, and that's it. And I'm not gonna walk around thinking I'm hot shit or anything like that, because I'm not. Like, I think for the most part, like getting where I'm at right now, I think a lot of it is luck, but also you have to put yourself in that position to get lucky. So, I'm just, I just try to stay humble and not, it's not take it too seriously. It's all fun, and I've met so many fun people, and it's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting that what you just said too, because it's a line from a movie that has always stuck out for me. But Jake Gyllenhaal in Nightcrawler, he has this one line where he's talking at the beginning of the guy, and he said, "My dad always said, if you wanna win the lottery, you have to buy a ticket." And I think it's interesting that you said, like, yeah, a lot of it is luck, but I have to put myself in a position to even attempt to have that luck.
Yeah.
And so I think it is really cool. Like, one thing for me with your ASMR, because like we've talked about it in our chat, but like as a barber, ASMR has been in our barber industry for a while, so my brain automatically always really loves those. But with your ASMR specifically compared to like other creators, you do like the low angle was such an anomaly that's why I think it caught on so quickly, and that kind of became almost like one of your signature views, because like I've seen some people that like have they've used the faraway shots, and I'm like, okay, that does work, or the one behind the goal. But when you do that low angle shot where it's kind of facing up towards the goal, I'm like, nobody else does that. And like it's that, like you said, like if I'm looking at a picture and one thing is like imperfected, like my eye will catch it. With your videos, something was so different that I was like, I've never seen that before. And then you just start going through your catalog, and like you said, some of the older content you may not be proud of, but it's those kind of videos that give you that you're like, let me just try this one thing.
Yeah.
And then you start tweaking and tweaking and tweaking. So no, I think that's phenomenal that you've kept yourself so grounded in this. But you also, I mean, like, I think it's okay to toot your horn a little bit. Like you're starting to pioneer and do things that like 7MLC, he got really big with some of the ASMR and the unboxing. Noah has gotten really big, especially with his reviews. He's kind of taken that whole corner by storm. And then Become Elite was always big on vlogs for me, like the closest to big. But yours is like, it's almost like this ASMR, but with like the coolest angles. And like you said, like I feel like I am there with you. Like you said, it was your snow video where you kicked the ball and you kind of swore like the ball, and you're like, oh mother. And I was like, yeah, I love this guy, because like I'm like that. So I'm in my brain, I'm like, if this isn't a perfect shot, a perfect everything, like I'll just delete the clip. And the fact that you left that in, I was like, okay, like it's okay to basically mess up and leave that for people to see that you're real. You're a real dude.
Yeah.
So
I think,
that's
it's funny. It's funny to see somebody like kind of like mad the way that I was. But yeah, no, I keep those in there because I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to, I know like for 7MLC, he said that he wants to provide the viewers with like, he wants to showcase like the best technique for things. And that's his thing. But for me, dude, I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to entertain. That's it. And it's okay to miss, and a lot of the times those misses actually look really cool, like especially when the camera is behind the goal, like upwards in that 90-degree angle. I'm sorry, in the top, the upper 90 there, when the ball misses and it flies right by the camera and you can hear the whistle. How cool is that?
It sounds cool.
I'm absolutely going to put that in the video. But going back to like when you mess up with the cone and stuff like that, everybody does that. It's normal. Even the best players can mess up like that. And again, I don't take myself too seriously. And it's just funny. It's funny to, kick out of the cone and maybe hurt a little bit. And,
Yeah. Mark, so like one of the things that like you have to deal with like in your environment because you're in Washington State, dude, is like the snow, like constantly. So like when you have to go out there, like it's freezing balls, dude.
Yeah.
Like you have to go out. Sometimes you take your shovel, like you have to clear the land. Like how do you get yourself motivated and like what do you have to do to be like, dude, I've got to like put on 4 layers today. Like some asshole on you on like Instagram's gonna call me like chunky. Like,
Bro,
so,
that
like-
was funny. I'm like, look, okay, I'm not at my best, you know. I'm not at my best, but like, let's relax a little bit. Like,
got like 4 layers on, bro.
you go look in the mirror real quick, and you're like, you know. But, no, dude, like look, I'm tired. I don't want any more snow. It just snowed yesterday. I'm done with the snow. It can stop. I'm done with it, you know. But that first day when it snowed, you're like, oh, this is gonna be a good video, you know.
Mhm.
And that's what gets me up. That's what, you know, gets me to the field and everything. And that video I did with Player Maker, that was, I think, the second day that it snowed, and it started snowing during the session.
Mhm.
And dude, I'm just like, you know, again, I'm like, oh, let's go. Like, this is good. That video got like 4.1 million views. That's what
That's
gets
insane.
me up to go.
Yeah.
Now the difference with the weather, nobody can see the weather, but I know that nobody is going to be at the field, you know, and that's not like I'm putting in the work when everybody. I couldn't care less about that. It is the fact that nobody is there at the field, and it's going to sound great. The ASMR is going to be great, and the video is going to be great. You know, I might not be able to feel my toes, but at least I'm entertaining. You know,
That's
and I got a
one
great
thing.
video.
I mean, Justin and I are from Texas, dude. So like, it rarely ever like snows. Like we get more ice than anything. But like, even on like cold weather days, like where I'm getting up and I'm going to the turf field, dude. Like the freaking like ice or like any of the moisture on the field, and it gets on your cleats, and your feet are just like frozen like that.
Yeah.
So the fact that you're able to get out there and do that like multiple days, dude, is just nuts.
Well, let me tell you. So I don't know if you like my YouTube isn't the biggest thing ever. I understand that, but I don't know if you guys remember the partner training session that I did.
With the two guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was actually supposed to be an ASMR video, but it was so cold that I'm just like, we just got to get something and get the heck out of here.
Mhm.
I had my North Face slippers on. And a lot of people make fun of me for that in my videos. I don't care. Make fun of me all you want. My feet are warmer than yours. Okay. But as soon as I took those off, within a minute of me just putting on my shoes, I couldn't feel my toes. And I actually thought, I looked at my friend Ignacio and I'm like, dude, like we might have to call this. Like it's too cold. That was the day. It was, I think it was like -2 degrees outside.
Forget it.
Yeah. Dude, it was like, bro, yeah, but that was supposed to be an ASMR video, and couldn't do it.
Yeah. Damn.
Oh, go ahead, Colby. You were going to say something.
Oh, dude. So like you kind of spoke on this a minute ago, but like you have a job, like you have an 8 to 5, like so during the week, like Monday through Friday, like you're working, bro. So do you have to go out on Saturday, Sunday, and try to get like as many videos as you can? Essentially, do you come up with ideas during the week? Do you go after work? Like, what's your schedule like?
So it's really hard right now because the sun goes down at like 4:30.
Mm-hmm.
When that changes, my whole schedule will change with it. But for right now, I work Monday through Friday 8 to 5. Mondays is 9 to 6. So Saturday, first thing in the morning, I go out there as soon as the sun is up, which is usually like I leave the house at like 7. And because, a lot of the times, especially during this time of year, they pull all the goals from the regular fields, from the grass fields.
Mm-hmm.
So you only got a couple places to go to. In this case, I don't want to say anymore because I don't.
Yeah, don't disclose the location, bro.
Yeah, I don't want people to start coming.
But you have a spot. We'll just say you have a spot.
Which isn't a problem. Which is not a problem. But like I have content to make and stuff, and I think people can understand that. But so I get there as early as I can, and I try to make my videos on a Saturday morning, and usually I'm able to do it Saturday. Sunday is a different story because you got a bunch of flag football people, and I have so much beef with flag football people.
I've seen them in your background.
Dude,
In some of your videos, you'll see the some of the football guys playing in the background, especially some of your older videos.
Yeah, me and my friend Drew, we were trying to make a video in these F50s.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I just wanted to flex on you guys real quick.
That's
all.
okay. That's what this is for.
So yeah, and I had to completely get rid of it because there was too much going on, and they were like they wouldn't move, bro. Like they could see what we were doing, but they wouldn't move, and it even got to a point where they were starting to talk shit about me and like, oh, this TikToker. I'm like, just you guys wait, just wait, just wait. But yeah, and it's just like it's just so much. And anyways, beef with flag football players. I hate you guys. I really do. But yeah, so I try to do that. Sunday is really hit and miss with what I can do. But I'm actually starting to go to another place, which is usually open. And then Mondays I have to get up, crack of dawn, do that because I work at 9. So I go out there and do what I can. That's usually saved for like the Instagram ASMR because it takes a lot longer to do the YouTube, obviously, because you have to do the full session, And I think that might be interesting to talk about too, like, the difference between the Instagram ASMR and the YouTube ASMR. But
yeah, so a question that I want to lead in from what you just said is,
yeah,
like, okay, let's say we're gonna use Saturday morning. Okay, so this Saturday morning, don't give me specifics, but like, how do you go about like, this is what I'm gonna film, this is what I need to take with me, and then like, how do you start working around? Because like for me, when I've made small little bits, I'm like, oh, I've got to take this tripod, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, and I'm like, this is a pain in my ass.
Yeah.
So like, how do you go about that? Like, okay, I'm like hyper focused on like, this is what I need to make today.
Well, it's a pain, dude. I mean, honestly, it's a huge pain because I want to make sure that I get everything, because there's been days where I get home with all the content and I never watched it. So I look at it, I'm like, what was I doing with this, And so I make sure like after every single video that I take, I go back real quick just to look at it, just to make sure it looks good.
Okay.
But before that process, it's gotten to a point now where I know a lot of the drills that I can do. So talking about I think I could probably mention or talk about the series of events in these ASMR videos, how I put them all together. I like to tell a story. A lot of people don't do that, Having a story is so important. And yes, I get it. It's a 30-second video, but you have to have the story to be engaged. So you get there, put the shoes on, maybe get a warm up in, get some water, pick up the cones, put the cones down before every single drill, have a progression. So you start off with the cone weave, then do a more complicated dribbling drill. Then you maybe go to shooting and then always free kicks at the end and then take off your shoes at the end of the video. That's usually how they go. I like to, if I'm getting really creative, then the night before I'll put in my notes tab, like the drill that I want to do. And I have everything, in my head. So I just put like kind of like code words for what they are. And then I do it that way. Now things change. I mean, if a field is taken, I don't have a goal. Okay, let's adjust. Maybe let's do an agility type video today. Maybe let's do, and I think I'm really good with that. I'm really good with being flexible and like, on the spot, figuring something else out. It's like, oh, just because I don't have a goal, it's a lost cause. Like, no, I could figure something out, But that's kind of my preparation. A lot of the times, dude, like you might, when it's really cold, I think you guys understand it's really hard to get your body going, especially as you get older. So I'm like sitting there doing a freaking dribbling drill, and I'm like, oh man, I got that. That looked great. That felt great. And I look back at it, and I look like I've never played soccer in my life, And it's just so slow and so like, and while I don't, I know I mentioned earlier, I don't really care what people think about me. There is a certain expectation with these. I think you have to be decent enough.
Oh yeah.
Videos and so a lot of the times I redo that, and yeah, dude, I mean, if I put out, like, I try not to curse in my videos or anything like that, because I understand, like, I'm not one of those people, but I understand I have a lot of kids watching me and stuff like that, and I have a lot of, I've met some of the kids and their parents and stuff like that, and I don't want to, be that guy that
absolutely
all that. But dude, if I showed you guys my outtakes, my real outtakes, you guys would think very differently of me. Dude, you ever like Tiger Woods? I think if you guys know, like when Tiger Woods makes a mistake, dude, he is like saying the nastiest things about himself, right? Bro, I am like, you suck, like you fool 250K people into thinking you're good at soccer. Like, dude, I am brutal with myself. So like, yeah, I mess up all the time, and I have to redo the video, and I'm just like, oh my god, like this sucks, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, at the end of it, when I'm like recording everything, it's worth it because it looks like, to me, it looks really good, and I'm happy with what I was able to do, and I'm happy that I took the extra 15 minutes to redo that drill and stuff like that. So
yeah, I mean, I
it
think
used to
there's
be
like
when I would do like the shooting ones or the free kicks before, because I'm not tooting my own horn. I don't think I'm like, the best free kick taker or anything like that, but I got it down. I can figure it out. I can usually get those within a couple and I'm good to go, But like before, dude, when I was doing the free kicks, bro, I would spend like an hour trying to get the perfect free kick. And that was brutal. That was the worst part, at the end of it. Because free kick's supposed to be fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you get to the end of the session, you're like, oh my God, like I know I'm going to spend like an hour doing this. And an hour, 15 minutes later, and you get one goal, and you're like, okay, that's gonna do.
Yeah. No, I've done that before. No,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, dude, like you have like, because you've done like these like outtake videos, and like I've even seen you comment on being like, this is how you do a ladder. Yeah, dude, I like put this thing way too close to the side netting because I keep running into it.
Yeah.
So like there are like these like moments of you being like very humble and being like, dude, like don't do what I did. Like when you're doing this, like move away from the goal. You know what I mean? So like it really like you're one of the few people that actually does that, because like you mentioned like 7MLC, like Become Elite, like it's not like they have like genuine like outtakes of like here's where I screwed up like 10 times. So like yeah, you're one of like the first people I think that's like implemented that into your videos, which is pretty cool.
I think a lot of people like that too. I mean, I know my best friend has told me, and you got a bunch of people that like. There was one guy that put in the the YouTube comments is he said something about, he made a funny comment. I can't remember it anymore, but there's a lot of people that react well to that like that. So I'm just what, you guys want to see me miss, like, I can do that. Trust me.
You just want to know that you're human, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the thing for me that I really love about your content is like what people like Noah, Michael and Matt Shelton is like, they're pros, right? They're pros. This is their job. Like the content is like extra on top. But I feel like with you and like you're just a guy. Like you're a guy who enjoys, playing footy. You go out there, you may mess up, you may do dumb things, this and that. But it's like you're a guy. So like somebody like me who's a 30-something-year-old dad with 2 kids who's like horribly out of shape, I'm like, this is a regular guy. I can do that too. Like if I work enough, I can get to that. And that's like one reason why I really gravitated, I think, even so quickly to your content, because I'm like, this is a regular person with a regular 9 to 5, and he goes out and he can do this. Like, if he can do this and he can train and find time to train, I can do it and go find time to train and get better.
Dude, that's the biggest thing with me. I mean, if this all goes away tomorrow, I can hang my hat on that. Like, if I motivated at least one person to get up and go to the field, like, that when you watch like those ASMR ones, when I'm tying the shoelaces and everything, and you hear it and you're just like, it's getting you going, like the adrenaline going, you're like, I just want to get to the field. Dude, if I could do that to at least one person, that that means everything to me, and I go to sleep happy at the end of the night. So
there you go. I'm glad I could make you get that final tear to life. Like, you can go to bed and die tonight, and you're like, I did it for Justin. Like, there you go.
Dude, I will say, like, with the ASMR stuff, like, I haven't ever been really big into it, but like something about like putting boots on and like the suction like that goes into like when you slip your foot in there, like I don't that really gets it for me.
Especially like, Nike Flyknit, bro. Like,
it just sucks it in there, dude.
Those are good ones. Well, I think we're talking a little too much about sucking. It's a little weird. But no, mine is definitely the lace pull. I'm always a big fan of the lace pull noise. And then like you do it a lot, which I like too, is when you do the studs on like concrete, that noise. Oh yeah, that's a vibe. I do like that one.
Yeah, I actually refrained from that for the longest time because like I just I don't want to mess up my cleats, dude. Like I'm so like anal about that kind of stuff. But I think, I don't remember where I got that from. I think I got that from Paulinho. If you guys have seen him on Instagram.
Yeah, I've seen him.
And I heard that noise and it was just like, you're like, oh yeah, let's go, dude. So I started putting that into videos, and dude, like ever since I started doing the ones behind the bench, like, the
bench,
oh
the
my
bench
God,
spot.
People love those. Yeah, and I'm just, I get it.
Dude, you were talking about like how you've met like parents and like kids and like fans and stuff. Like, do you get recognized like when you go out or do anything? Like for real? Oh my.
Yeah, no, I'm not kidding, bro. I mean, there's been so many, even when I was at like 6,000, because what I would do is I would tag my location on Instagram. So a lot of the people from the Spokane area or Gonzaga, they would see those kind of things because with the algorithm and everything like that, it sets it for that location if you know, whatever. But which is another thing for you content creators, stop focusing on the algorithm. It's going to drive you crazy. There's little things that you can do, but the algorithm, if you try to figure it out, it's going to keep you up at night. It's going to drive you crazy.
Yeah, for
sure. But you know, like the first person to ever recognize me his name is Nafa, and I trained with him a lot and made a lot of videos with him. But he was like, "Oh, dude, I think I follow you on Instagram," and I still have that video on my phone somewhere. And I just kind of look over. I'm like, "Wait, what?" And yeah, because I didn't, you know, I think everybody will, like, if they ever hear that for the first time. First of all, you don't know what that does to a person. You know, when somebody is, you know. When they're like, "Oh, I know you from Instagram," you're like, you know, you take a second to respond because you're like,
really? It's flattering but kind of creepy at the same time. You're like, "Do I know you?"
Yeah. Like,
yeah. But as it's grown a lot, there's one that or there's a couple that really stuck out to me. There was these two guys that went to the field that I always go to, and it was just me. It was Christmas Eve. And the guy just came up to me and he was like, "Dude, are you like on Instagram?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, are you GCFC training?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude." He's like, "Oh man, I follow you. Like, I love your videos." Dude, like stuff like that. And again, I just didn't know how to respond. So it's like, you kind of just like look at them for a second. You're like, okay. but in reality, you're like, "Damn, dude, like that's crazy." Yeah. Like, you know,
do they want pictures? Have you ever taken a picture with a fan? Like,
no, not that far.
Okay.
But I think a lot of the times, honestly, I don't know if they would or if they wouldn't, but a lot of the times, like, I'm training, so I think people are like, "Oh, I'm just going to let him do his
respectful
thing."
Respectful. Yeah, that's good.
I understand that.
Dude,
I was going to say the one last thing, that this is the best one I ever got. There was these kids that were trying out the field that I always go to. And I could notice, like, some of them were kind of like looking at me and stuff. And which makes you feel really good too. Yeah. And then also you're trying not to mess up too. Yeah. Which is
you don't look like an idiot.
Right.
But in unison, like I think like 7 of these guys were like, "We love you, GCFC," and I'm like, "Damn, bro, like
that must feel good, dude. That's cool."
I'm like, "Yes, let's go." But
that was awesome.
Really cool. But yeah, no, I get it a lot more than you probably think, and it's really, really, really cool. So.
Do your neighbors know that you're like Instagram kind of famous? Like when you're going out and you're pulling the freaking cinder blocks out, putting them in the cul-de-sac, doing like stuff in the street gatos, bro? Are they like, this freaking guy again blocking the street? Like, what is he doing?
No, I don't think those guys know. I think when I moved to my new house, my neighbors came over, and it's really funny. Such a small world. We're up here in Spokane, right? Mm-hmm. That guy went to the same college that my best friend went to in North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah, that's crazy. But anyways, I told them that I do a lot of Instagram stuff, and they're probably like, "Yeah, whatever, cool."
Yeah, okay, dude. Like, yeah, sure. Whatever. Me too.
But yeah, and I think because I've told people, it's like, "Oh, what do you do?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I do like Instagram and stuff like that." They're like, "Oh, that's cool." And they ask me, how many followers? Say over 200,000. They look at you different, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which again, I'm not tooting my own horn or anything like that, but I think that it's really funny. But no, I don't think anybody really knows. Honestly, I don't think they would really care either if they knew.
So when it came to being like,
maybe they'll know eventually, because and I will definitely, like, if I start making a lot of money off of this kind of stuff, I'm turning my backyard into a freaking turf field and everything. So maybe they'll know then, and I'll get that all on camera for sure. But that's the goal right now.
So I was gonna ask you, like, whenever I started telling my wife that I wanted to do, like, hey, I kind of want to do this podcast and, and all this stuff, my wife already thinks like my collecting she's like, this is so stupid. Like, you can't wear them, whatever. Yeah. But when I told her I wanted to do a podcast and stuff, she's like, okay. And same thing when I make like shorts. So like with you, like, and your significant other, like, how do they feel about your content making? Like, do they care? Do they encourage you? Are they like, this is dumb? Like, how's that conversation go?
So I think that because I told her like what I wanted to do with it, you
Mm-hmm.
know, even if I didn't, I think I would have her full support. She, it's at first it was like a hobby. It still is a hobby, but it's a little
Mm-hmm.
different now.
Mm-hmm.
But at first it was a hobby and it was something that I can do because I mean, I just like, honestly, I hated my job. I hated my 9 to 5 job, and I wasn't like I'm not the one to talk about depression or anything like that. I'm not that guy at all. But I was definitely, I was really down at that point, and I
Mm-hmm.
needed to do something. So I found that, and my mood just changed, man. Like I'm ready to go. But at first, I took it very seriously, very seriously. I
Mm-hmm.
think that really did annoy her, but I think she always knew that because with my mindset, dude, I'm not, even if I was still at like 5,000 followers, I'm still going.
Yeah.
My objective is to possibly get to 1 million one day. It's all about time and it's all about commitment, and I think you guys probably know that. But dude, she's always been super supportive. We can't we can't film together because
Yeah.
I'm too demanding. Like, I'm like, yeah, I want you to get this video from this angle. And I look at the video after and I'm just, dude, my face is getting red and stuff. And I'm like, that's not what I meant.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and it's just like got to the point, dude, where it's just we can't film together or anything like that. But it's hard, dude, because like I have these ideas in my head and I'm just so energetic and excited that I just can't really like say it.
Yeah.
And I'm also like I'm like, oh, I can do this. Like, why can't you do this? Like and yeah, we can't film anymore. But she's
No, I get that.
about
good
what
she's
I do
supportive.
and stuff like that. And even with the YouTube thing, she was like, yeah, no, like continue doing that. I was telling Colby before this that I started like monetizing the videos and stuff on YouTube now.
Hell yeah.
And I'm trying to, like, I'm not making anything right now, of course, on it, but I'm trying to do a lot with that, and I really think that I can. So that latest video I put out with taking the skin off a ball,
Yeah.
there's gonna be more stuff like that, and that's what I'm telling you. I want to be an entertainer.
Okay.
And I get a lot of inspiration from like Kieran Brown.
I was gonna say you remind me a lot of Kieran Brown with those videos.
Yeah, and I'm trying to do a lot of stuff like that. So I have one that's coming out next, not this coming Thursday, but the next Thursday, where and maybe a spoiler, but it's gonna be testing out the women's
Oceanus.
Yes.
from the $20 one to the $160 one.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, and then there's just I have a whiteboard right there with all sorts of different ideas on it. So yeah.
That's
But
awesome,
anyways,
man.
yeah, she's super supportive about what I do, and she loves it because I love it, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Dude, I wanted to ask you because I know that like, and I'm not sure if you reach out to like outlets or companies, shoes or a ball or something, and they want you to, like, how does that process work? Like, do you reach out to them? Do they reach out to you? Like, what happens in that situation?
So it just really depends. It's hard because some places will pay you, some places will send you, like. It's hard because I don't know if it's like really my place to say, but some people just send you out the product, and that's enough for me. It's like, for dude, I don't come from like, I got these for free when I was playing college, and I was like, oh my god, a free pair of shoes. I was always somebody that always had the takedown version of everything, and when I started doing all of this. Especially when I got my first pair of shoes, it was those Nike Tiempo Legend 10s, which I hate, by the way.
Join the club.
Yeah, when I first got those,
Yes, sir.
shoes that
Yes.
I've ever got, I'm like,
Accurate.
oh my god, this is crazy,
Mhm.
And then when I got these, my favorite shoe ever, and I mean that, favorite shoe ever. Dude, I'm not even kidding, bro. I slept with the box like next to my bed and everything, bro. I was like, that's just the kind of person that I am. Like, I'm very appreciative of these opportunities and stuff.
For sure.
Like, dude, like I was a Ronaldo fan my whole life, and to get those, just incredible, man. I mean, I was just like,
bro.
me and my fiance would be watching TV, and I'm just sitting here just looking at it the whole time. you know.
That's
And
awesome.
I'm like giggling like I'm a little kid, dude. I just it was incredible. But yeah, there's stuff like that, and then there's other places that you actually make, you know, money from. And I'm not gonna get into details.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
what
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
about.
of course.
Yeah.
But you know, you could definitely, I have the opportunity to make a lot of good money on this, but I am very, very selective about what I do. I don't want to, again, I want to make sure I'm grounded with my, you know, my audience and stuff like that. I'm not going to be promoting something that I wouldn't use or something that I don't believe in. So everything that I do now, can't say that because I've made mistakes, you know. But the people that I'm working with now, I truly, truly believe in the products and all of that. So you could do Player Maker, WeFoot, ProSoccer.com. Like all of those guys are awesome, and I truly believe in them. So
Yeah.
it's really based on it. There's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah.
But that's kind of, there's some companies that I've tried to reach out to that haven't responded to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, sometimes I'll reach out to somebody, they'll answer back, and sometimes they'll reach out to me. So
Yeah. So I guess my question for it is like, I know that there's different things, but like with some companies, is it like, hey, you know, and the only reason I know this is because it's all over the internet. Somebody's like, oh, they sent me this. I don't have to say anything good. I just have to tell you they got sent. So like with some of them, are they just like, hey, we're going to send you this thing, make a video about it. It can be however long you want. Talk about it. If you never want to wear it again, cool. Or do you have some that are like, hey, every, I don't know, 2 days, you have to put out at least a 30-second video? Like, are there any companies that are that strict with you? Or are they just kind of like, hey, here's this, make something once a week or once a month, and that's good?
Yeah. Again, it depends. There's like,
you don't have to name drop, but like, give me like an example.
I'm trying to be careful here, but there's, like you said, there are some places that are like, okay, like let's, you know, figure out a schedule and stuff like that, which I'm 100% I agree with. If you're sending me out your product and you want me to try, and there's, you know, payment and stuff like that, like, don't worry, I got you. But there are a lot of cool companies that are like, you know, like do it when you can. And for me, I react better to that. Like, I'm going to work hard for you regardless. You don't have to tell me to work hard for you. I'm going to make videos. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But there are, you know, there was one specific company that, and it wasn't like the consistency of posting. It was the video itself. Right. And I'm like, you know, like, again, I'm not like talking myself up or anything like that, but like, I see what you're doing and I see what I'm doing here, you know. Let me do it for you. I'll let you see, we'll post it. And it worked, right? But you know, like when I sent the video, it's like, oh, fix this and fix this and fix this. Yeah. I'm not gonna I don't react well to that.
Yeah, of course.
Well, like it's limiting, you know, your sorry, I was gonna say it limits your creative freedom. Like the more restrictions they put on you, and like you were saying, like you're a very visual person, like you have your creative ideas. So like when a company's no, like we need you to fit into this box, you're like, dude, I have a better box. Like let me like figure this out. So
yeah, and I'm all about results too. And I you know, I have given you results now. You know, I've given you great results. I've given you your best ever video. You know. But it's just like, and it's also like, do you want to make this a commercial, or do you want to, you know, make this more product placement, you know, just like in a movie where it's about the movie, but you know, this is in it.
Yeah.
So yeah. And it's, yeah, it could get kind of complicated, but I just kind of, and maybe it's not the right thing to do, but I kind of have a no BS policy with that kind of stuff, you know. And I'm very good with, I think I am, at least. I'm very good with people and knowing what type of people I'm working with and stuff. And I could usually sense, you know, pretty quickly who I'm dealing with. And also with the experience of, you know, all the Instagram coming to the point where I'm at right now, I'm in a much better position to make decisions versus where I was back then.
For sure.
Yeah, but, you know, yeah. Again, I'm
it
not
is
trying
what
to
it is.
because I don't want to make enemies or anything like that.
No, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so like before we keep going, so obviously me and Colby are huge boot nerds. We're collector. I'm more a collector than Colby. Colby kind of changes with the wind. But over the probably I would say the year that I've been following you, you originally started out with a GT2. Then I remember you had the champagne orange Copa Pures.
Couple Pures.
Then you kind of drifted over into those Dream Speeds. And then now you have been like going on this kind of shopping spree like I do. And you're like, guys, I got this, I got this, I got this. And like every video you're like putting on something new. So like when you're looking at boots, what do you look for? Do you have criteria? You're just like, hey, this is a good deal. Like I'll take it. F it.
Okay, so for the people that are watching this, and if you don't care about my story, put a timestamp in this video. That way we could talk about.
We start talking about boots
right?
at 55 minutes, 14 seconds.
I don't care about this guy. I just want to know about boots. So I'm not going to give away my sources, but there are a lot of third-party websites that I go to.
It's haltsboots.com.
Yeah, right.
Yes, sir, Charles.
Dude, he got me Halt's Boots. Shout out. He got me these.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was in this phase where I just wanted to buy something, right?
Yeah.
So, so I was looking on his website, and he just wanted to get rid of, because he was moving. I think he just wanted to get rid of a ton of shoes. So, I saw these, and I'm like, you know, I've been looking for like a bright pair of shoes for the channel, and he sold me these for $100.
Nice.
Everybody said that this shoe sucks.
Yeah.
Right. I got this shoe and I put it on and I'm like, okay, this shoe sucks. I took it to the field to get the video. It turned into one of my favorite shoes that I've ever worn. You guys can say whatever the hell you want about it. I love this shoe. This is awesome. Greatest shoe. One of the best shoes I've ever had. I'm not even kidding.
So that's the Ultra Ultimate,
I'm not
right?
your average.
Yes.
I'm not your average person. I don't comply to what other people say. I am my own person. I'm not saying you guys aren't, of course, but I am my own person, and I make my own decisions. I love this shoe. This is one of my favorite shoes.
I mean, you can make your own decisions, but those decisions can be wrong, and I want you to know that. Like, it's wrong.
You're saying that. You're saying that because you're that far away right now. So
Exactly. Well, I mean, like I have my like weird one that everybody rips on me for with the edge, and so I get it. I get sometimes like a boot just works for you, and no matter what anybody says, like, you're like, this is good.
Yeah. And I
So
know
I respect that.
there's a ton of people recently that have been talking about, like Noah especially, and Boot Review. By the way, Boot Wizard. James, dude, that video he put out today with the Messi shoes.
Oh,
yeah, dude.
Fiber, bro.
That was the coolest video I've ever seen in my life.
It's gnarly.
Yes.
Bro, even my fiance, who doesn't give a shit about any of this, dude, she was watching that with me, and she was like, "Huh, that's really cool."
Yeah,
but
that's awesome.
Shout out Boot Wizard, and that video was awesome. But I know that they've been talking about like people that like, you know, that talk bad about shoes before they tried them and stuff. For me, I'm sure that it's comfortable, but like the new Phantom GX and the Luna and all that, I am never going to try that shoe because I think it looks terrible. And that's the only reason why. I do not like the look of it. I think
that one, the GX2?
Yeah, I don't like those at all, dude. I do not like the look of them at all.
Hot take. This is a hot take episode. I did not realize it.
This is like, bro, this is like my favorite shoe right now. This is
I'm
my
sorry.
favorite.
And the thing is, everybody is saying that. My best friend, he tried those on FaceTime with me. And he's like, bro, these shoes are incredible. I just don't like the look of them. I bet you if I tried that shoe on, I would probably like it, you know?
No, yeah.
I just don't know. Like, I'm very picky about, about the look of the shoe and everything. To me, especially like the Luna, it looks like an American football linebacker's shoes.
Yeah,
like, and that's just me. Look, you can
should have seen the Phantom Vision, bro. That was
you can say what you want about me, but that's just the way I feel. But going back, because we went off the rails with this, I'm so ready to talk about boots with you guys. It's not even funny.
That's what we're here for.
But so what I look for, a lot of the times is, vintage stuff,
Yeah.
Like, for example, the F50 Audi Zero, which I'm putting out a video of this. This podcast will probably come out after that, but I'm putting out an individual ASMR session with these, which I absolutely ruined them. Like, and dude, it is. I'm really sad about it, but this, I think, is one of the best looking shoes that's ever been made. It's also the most uncomfortable shoe I've ever worn in my life.
That's super plasticky. Yeah.
Yeah. But like stuff like that, like I'm to the point, dude. I have so much thoughts going through my head. It's hard to like stay on track. But I'm to the point now where I've gotten most of the shoes that, like the nostalgia and everything, like the shoes that I grew up with and the shoes that my dad had and stuff like that. So I'm getting most of them. So I'm starting to calm down a lot with what I buy.
Okay.
Yeah.
But a lot of it is like, you know, the vintage and a lot of it comes down to looks, of course. It depends on the mood that I'm in, you know?
Yeah.
So sometimes I just want to buy something and I see this pair of shoes for $40, which by the way, I got these for $40.
Steal.
Because
Yes.
a lot of the times these third-party apps, you get either it is ex-girlfriends or it is mothers that do not know what the hell they have, and they are just like, I don't know, just put it up for $40.
Yep.
So I got these for $40. Thank you very much.
That is
Thank
gnarly.
you,
That's
ex-girlfriend of soccer player that unfortunately lost this to me. But yeah, you know, if I know that there's a pair of Adidas Nemesis, like the orange ones, the 19.1s, that I've been keeping my eye on, and I know a lot of people don't like that shoe, but it's just sitting there for like $40. I'm like, you know, why the hell not? You know,
Exactly.
I hardly ever pay for full price for a pair of shoes. You know, these third-party sites, I think the most expensive one that I bought was these. I got these for $140.
That's still nothing.
That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. And I was trying to see if I have another one here. But, also $80.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Those will snap on you, so be careful wearing those on turf.
Yep.
They will snap super fast.
Yeah, I'll wear this for one video and probably never wear them again.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just like, yeah, it comes down to the deal too. I mean, it could be a horrible looking shoe, but like, you know, like the Beckenbauers, I never would have bought these, but I got these for $30. Like,
Nice.
it's just nice. Yes, it's a nice thing to have in your collection, you know. I don't really know why I have them on display, and yes, I know my display sucks. I get it, but I'm trying to figure out what I do. I saw Noah
Oh my
Kaplan's
god,
display.
dude! His new display is
Dude,
ridiculous.
disgusting.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like I used to think like J Max was cool, but freaking Noah's got it. They're like all in the like perfectly like
That's cool.
contoured and freaking lit up. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Mark, pull out your college boots again, dude. Were those Tiempos?
Yep. Most comfortable pair of shoes I've ever had.
Yes, sir.
It's the
man.
5.
Yep.
The
Yes.
5s, yeah.
Now
Hyper
these are
Shield. Oh, those are good
these are-
condition too.
no, they're split at the bottom. I actually
okay.
had to, I did a shoe goo with these. I'll never wear these again. 'Cause it just they're so cracked. I mean, they were almost hanging from the sole.
Is
plate.
that did you do the video on those where you kind of cleaned them up, did the shoe glue,
Yeah.
did the tape and all that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah,
remember that one.
they were in rough condition, but yeah, best. I don't want to say best because there's a lot that goes into the best shoe that you've ever had, but most comfortable shoe without a doubt. Yeah,
Yeah, for
Tiempo
sure, for
5.
sure.
They don't make
So
them like
good.
that anymore. They
So
never
good.
will. So
Yeah, the only ones I can find because I've been trying to look for a pair are like HG, like that are in good condition, or like the
Yeah.
HG ones. So like,
dude,
I could go for
they
that,
are
but-
impossible to come by.
Yeah.
I mean, impossible. I mean, they're there, but you have to pay upwards of like 200,
Yes.
250.
Yeah, the ones I'm looking at right now are like 280, and I'm like, I can't. Like, I
Yeah,
can't
it's
do
just
that.
like, you know, I'll never pay for that much for an old shoe. And again, I was telling Colby about this. I can't have shoes just for display. I know I have my display thing, but I've worn every single one of these, right?
I feel like everything you're saying is like attacking me personally because I'm like,
Yeah.
like earlier today,
No,
I was trying to convince Danielle. I'm like, can I spend $1,300 on boots? And she was like,
Yeah.
no. She was like, what the hell? I'm like, it's 2
Dude,
pairs
no
though.
way.
She's like, no.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No, look, if it's like the shoes that James had, those messy cleats, I get that. I totally get that. And if it's something like I missed out on a pair of the Spiderweb F50s, and I'm really mad about it. And I should have just pulled the trigger on them, but I would have never worn those. I would have put those up on the shelf. So maybe I'm wrong with what I'm saying, but there's only like a handful of shoes that I would get just to display. But for the most part, dude, I just can't dude, you know how people say they have ADHD, and I don't really believe in that, you know, kind of thing. But like, dude, my mind is all over the place, and I get a new pair of shoes, and I'm like, I shouldn't wear these. I shouldn't wear these on turf. I shouldn't do it, but I can't help myself, and I've, you know, ruined them now. So they'll never be the same, but I don't care. You know, like I just can't. I'm not that type of person, dude. I can't just keep it for display. It's just I have to wear them. So the shoes that I do get, like, I'm trying to see. Like no, not these ones. I'll probably keep those.
I feel like I need to cover my background.
These ones.
Oh,
So
yeah.
So these are leather.
Oh.
Leather if you're on fives, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I got these thinking I was going to wear these. I haven't worn these yet. I don't think I will. So I'm like thinking about moving these on, even though they're really, really cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just can't keep a shoe that I don't wear, you know? It's
What's
just,
that? You and I are like, what, like 9.5? Are you 9.5?
So these are 9s, bro, but they fit like 8s. Like they are so
you gotta
tiny.
send with Justin then.
Yeah.
Now
I'm starting to figure out, like, I put my, whenever I search for shoes, I do 9, 9.5, and 10. And I'm starting to, I can't do 9s, man. I can't.
Dude, I have a pair of your 9s actually, but these actually kind of fit like 9.5s. But these
Pumas,
these were your boots.
Yeah, dude. Like, I'm not that kind of person with talking about like the, you know, the sole plate and reactiveness of the stud pattern and, you know, the gimmicks and all that stuff. If a shoe, for me, if a shoe is comfortable, it's comfortable. That is it. I don't care about anything else. But and that comes with like sizing and stuff like that. Puma is the only brand that fits a size smaller, you know? So like I have to wear a 9 in Puma or else I'm just floating in those shoes. But yeah, those Futures, I really like those Futures. But again, I wasn't wearing them. They're not vintage enough to put them on display, nor do I ever think they will be. So I moved those on. So
I have like a pretty narrow, shallow foot. Colby has a pretty wide foot. Like with you, what kind of foot do you have? And does that dictate, because you keep talking about comfortability, like, do you know, like, I can't wear Mercs because my foot's wide or
Dude.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too, because a lot of these boot reviews, I'm not talking about the guys that we know, like Noah and stuff like that, because I think Noah is probably one of the best that does it. But a lot of the other random people that I watch on YouTube is they're doing a boot review for what they feel, right? So how does that make sense? So I have a wide foot, right?
Okay.
So I can say that I'm trying to think of a shoe that. Oh no, we could talk about this. We could rustle some feathers here. The new Predator.
Yeah.
I don't care for this shoe.
That's. No, you don't have the one with the tongue,
about to kick me off the podcast.
dude. You don't have the one with the tongue for starters. But it too, that boot specifically, I told Colby this. That boot, you have to have a very specific foot, or you will hate it. And it's the same with. I know you don't like the looks of the GX2, but like I don't like the GX2 because it's too big for my foot. Yeah. And he loves that boot. He conned me into buying it, and I'm still pissed about it,
bro.
Because I can't return it either.
So good,
but dude. Yeah. As soon as you said you had a wider foot, I knew, like, instantly, I knew you would not like that Predator, because as same thing I told Colby, I was like, don't buy it because it will not fit you at all.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but like it's weird because the toe box, it might not look like it, but like when your foot is in there, it feels like pointy, you know?
It is.
Kind of the same way like the Phantom GX. PT.
GT2.
Pointing everyone. The GT is really pointed at the end, so you really have.
That's kind of how. Yeah, those are. Like the last is about the same, but.
Which again, I never say that. I mean, I'll say it for like boots like this because unanimously, this boot is like just straight plastic around your foot. I think everybody would say that this is uncomfortable, so that's a safe bet, you know. But with this, like, I think that they're in the right direction with this shoe. I really do. It just doesn't work for me. And it's not that it's a bad shoe. Like, I'm not getting blisters or anything like that. My foot isn't sliding everywhere in the shoe. It's just like, I think a lot of it too, because maybe this isn't the best example because the promotion for this was like something we've never seen before, right? It's kind of like when people tell you to watch Game of Thrones because it's the best TV show ever that's ever been made. no matter what, like even if it is good, it's never gonna live up to that expectation.
Yes.
You know?
Mhm.
So
Yes.
everybody and their mother was saying that this is the best Predator that's ever been made. So you're like, is it though? You know, and then you try it thinking that it's gonna like, you know, solve all your foot issues, and you know, you're gonna be kicking free kicks like you're freaking drinking water, and like, but at the end of the day, the first session I had with this, after taking them off, I'm like, yeah, cool. It was a shoe, you know,
Mhm.
and that's it. That's all I think. So there's nothing wrong with it. I think they're in the right direction with it, but like, it's just whatever, you know.
Mhm.
It's pretty forgettable for me. I think that's the best way to explain it. It's pretty forgettable. They look good though.
That is mental.
Mark, get over these aesthetics and get into
Yeah.
the shoe, dude. Like
Dude,
if you have a
I-
wide foot,
Don't
I'm
listen to him.
freaking out.
Do
No,
not listen to
probably.
him.
that's not my fault. That you didn't. You saved me like $250, and like I conjured.
And you made me spend it.
No, bro, you could have sent him back. You could have sent him back.
Dude, I'll tell you what though. If I got the Predators with the tongue,
Yes.
I think I'd probably, you know, be saying different things because I do like a good.
Yeah,
I was
The
gonna
tongue
say
is
I do like
nice.
a good tongue, but that's kind of weird to say.
Yeah.
See,
it's
we're
like
getting in there
sucking
again.
tongues.
Sucking in tongues.
Oh, this trio can never happen again.
No, I find it interesting, like you said, like the way you choose, because like I have some boots that are like I have a pair of Gold Sedan Absolute remakes,
Yeah.
and like I will never like they sit in a box. I'm looking at them right now across from me on the shelf. Those will sit in a box for probably
Yeah.
till I'm dead, because I don't think I could ever live up to the hype to wear those,
Mhm.
but B, like it's just such a nice boot that I don't want to
Yeah.
ruin it.
Are they
And
the,
so-
the gold ones?
Yeah, I have the gold ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
You
have the white ones too,
You have the white
but I
ones
have
too.
two pairs of white ones.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
that's
God.
why I wore the white ones, because I have two pairs.
Yeah.
So for me, some boots I'm like, oh yeah, like there's no way, like that's collection only. You know, my sons, when they become grown men, they can wear it if they can
Yeah.
fit into my tiny foot. But
Dude,
yeah.
no, I get it. I might have came off a little too hot in the beginning, and
No,
I
Noah's the
No,
same
dude.
way.
But-
Noah
no,
is the
I-
exact same way. Noah's like, I would never show off a shoe that I don't wear. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I would never show off a shoe I wear. Like, ugh.
Yeah, for me, like, okay, so if I was like a boot reseller, of course, I would never wear the shoe, right?
Of course.
If I'm keeping a shoe forever, I want to have, like, it might sound weird, but I want to have, like, a little piece of me in that shoe, you know? So, like, I made that video. It's on YouTube. I'm probably never going to wear these again, you know?
Oh, they're so
But
nice though.
I have, dude, they're really tiny. They gave me on my big toe, both of my nails. They're black and blue right now because they were just so
Fall
yeah,
off, buddy.
so tiny.
Yummy.
Made that
We
mistake before.
we never finished talking about like my foot shape and
Oh yeah,
what-
yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's a
No,
white
no, no.
foot.
That's my fault, dude. Because I ramble. I told you I ramble like crazy. So I have a wide foot. And I'll try to maybe I could pull my foot up and show you guys.
Whoa.
But no, that's behind the paywall. It's really
Don't edit
Dude,
that out. Leave
that's
that
my
in. Leave
backup
that
plan,
in.
If anything, bro, I'm not kidding. There's people in my hidden messages that ask me, like, and I won't go into it, but there's people that ask me,
Mental.
and I'm like, yo, I'm not judging you, but like, damn, damn, bro, if your family knew,
He's like, oh, they
But,
know.
yeah, it's a backup plan. If this all goes to shit, bro, like, it's a backup plan.
That was funny.
But I have a really wide. I'm trying to explain, dude. I don't know like the anatomy of the foot. I don't think anybody knows, you know, unless you're Colby. I think Colby probably knows.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But so I have a wide foot. My toes are. It's kind of like this, and then my heel is really small.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard to fit my foot into.
That's that sounds like Noah's foot, man. Because
Yeah,
Noah has a
yeah.
wide foot with a thin heel, and
Yeah.
so whatever he kind of recommends, I bet you'd fit into what he has.
Yeah, but you know, again, I'm honest. Like, there's some shoes that I know they're like, oh man, this is a quality shoe, but it doesn't quite fit me.
Mhm.
But also, I don't get it because like my foot fits. Like again, this is my favorite shoe I've
Mhm.
ever had.
Mhm.
We all know how
Jeez,
small
dude.
these are. Meanwhile, and of course, it's just the material. But when I try to, you know, fit my foot into this one,
Oh yeah, no.
bro, forget about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think this is probably the skinniest Merc that they've ever made. You know,
it's one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't do that. But with these ones, these really fit my foot like really well. And they don't make my feet hurt at all. And this sort of gimmick, like the cushion at the bottom, the Air
Mhm.
Zoom, I love that. More of
Yeah.
that. I love that a lot. I was really surprised with, why with me liking this because you can see how small that is, you
Mhm.
know. But I think also because of how like the how skinny it is, right? Or I'm
Mhm.
sorry, how thin it is. I think
Yeah,
that
yeah.
really works for my foot, and it really morphs my foot really well. So it's hard to find a good pair of shoes. And again, I make these videos, and a lot of the times my foot is in shambles when I'm making these
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah, I can see
Horrible,
that.
dude. Especially like talking about the Predator Absolute, bro. The end of that video, I had a hard time walking, but you got to
Whoa.
make the content.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to find it. Yeah, and a lot of the times it's really hard to find a good shoe. A lot of the times it hurts after, but
Yeah. You just did the Skechers Razor, right? What did you think of those?
I'm trying to think. I gotta come closer. I'm trying to think about if I truly do like these,
Hmm.
or if I'm just so surprised that that I like a Skechers football
Yeah.
boot.
Hey, nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, because I got them, and as soon as I bought them, I'm like, oh my god, why did I buy a pair of Skechers cleats?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, when I got them, I'm like these are decent shoes. There's
Mhm.
nothing really wrong with. Actually, there is one thing
That's
wrong.
what Lockhart just told us in the last episode. Like he was
Yeah,
actually like surprised at how good the
yeah,
Razors were.
yeah. And I don't like. I know we're talking about Noah a lot, but
Hmm.
his review was really, really like accurate to what I think of the shoe. So like when you put it on, there's a huge gap right there.
Hmm.
When you tie your shoes, of course, it gets much better and it's a lot less noticeable. It doesn't really mess with the performance of the shoe itself. As a matter of fact, that video that I made with that ASMR on YouTube, that was probably one of the best shooting days that I've ever had.
Hmm.
We're
Yeah.
talking about like putting a lot of mistakes in my videos and stuff like that. But it was actually hard to find a lot of mistakes in that video. And I don't know if it was because of the shoe or if I was just having a good day.
It's always a
But
shoe, dude. It's always
yeah,
a shoe.
always
Good
a
day,
shoe.
bad day. It's a shoe.
Yeah. But again, that the gap in that shoe doesn't really make too much of a difference. You don't really feel it, but when you look down at the shoe, looks. It's that phrase that it's like if you look good, you feel good, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
And when I look down and see that gap in the shoe, I don't know, it just takes something away from it,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
but yeah, I liked it. It's a solid shoe. I mean, 7 out of 10, no problems. Like, and that
Yeah.
7 out of 10 is just because it's just like I'm wearing another shoe. So.
Is there
Yeah.
anything on your radar that you want to get, new or vintage?
The I know this goes against everything that I just said, but I want to try the first GX,
Okay.
where before they moved it with the Luna. I don't know, just Phantom GX, I think.
Are you talking about like this
Yeah,
kind? Yeah, the
Yes,
OG
I want
ones.
to try those because a lot of people said that is actually one of their like favorite shoes that they've ever had.
Yeah.
I like that one better. It's narrow though.
Yeah. And again, that to me, like, I don't know why I think this, and you call me weird, but it looks like a shark. I don't know why I say that, especially like the blue and white ones.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But it also looks like American football linebacker shoe. It's really weird. I don't really like the
The
look of it,
lows
but
the lows look better, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
yeah, but I mean, everybody is saying that they're awesome, and I should try them, and I'm just
The
like,
grip-
you know what? Okay, sure.
The grip knit is really cool. Like the grip knit
Yeah.
is weird. Like some things like you kind of have to get used to with grip knit. Like
Yeah.
I was playing in the twos today, and it almost feels like whenever like I have no trouble like taking a ball down from the air, or like if I'm trying to like flick a ball, like it's
Mm-hmm.
actually really good for that. It's the first touch. Like when somebody gives you a pass and you have to like make a first touch in the direction that you want to go, it's
Yeah.
kind of like a weird like it almost sticks like as you're moving. So you have to get used to the feeling. But like I think
Sure.
you really like it.
Yeah, again, those little gimmicks like that, I think really do work. I like that for the Predator. I don't think you're curving the ball better,
Mhm.
and if you do, it's by this much more, right?
Yeah.
But stuff like that, and then the Air Zoom bubble pocket, whatever the hell it is, underneath the Merc, stuff like that, I think works. But Yeah, I think eventually I will find that shoe, but that's another one that's really hard. I think it's going to turn into the like a Tiempo 9 situation. I finally got my Tiempo 9s and I paid almost full price for those.
You
And
will.
I'm really, really
What
excited.
color? What colorway?
I'm not going to go get them. I think we all know what a Tiempo 9 looks
Yeah,
like.
yeah, yeah.
Do you want me to get them? I'll go get them.
No, you don't have to. Which color did you get?
I really wanted those lime green ones. But I got the white and blue with the silver.
Oh, better. Those are better. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. No, those are good ones.
Dude, I forgot what a good kangaroo leather feeling shoe like feels like, man.
Yeah, I love those boots.
Yeah. Dude, it's like when you go on a diet and then
Mhm.
you eat at McDonald's for the first time and you're like, "Oh, this is like the worst hamburger ever," and I love it. Like, you know how it is. Like it's like the, tasting something that was like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
dude, I put that shoe on and I'm like, it's perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm really, really excited to get that.
You ever gonna get like because we just had Lockhart on, so like we've been talking about like Asics or Adlers or
Yeah.
Mizuno's, like anything in that category. Like, does that interest you at all?
Yeah, I do want to try Adler's.
Mhm.
But here's the thing too with the content creation. I know Nike and Adidas is always going to sell.
Yeah.
Sometimes like I really do want to get the Adlers, but at the same time, I don't know if that. And again, like I like doing my own things, but with something like that, I've done videos with other brands. I'm not going to mention anybody just in case, but I've done videos with other brands, and those videos never ever
Yeah.
perform.
Well, it's always
It's
like
unfortunate,
they're
but-
super niche, and like something like Adler is a niche of a niche.
Yeah.
So if you have your like people, you're like they'll watch it and they'll consume it, and we love it. But like Joe Schmo in Nebraska is like, what the hell is an Adler?
Yeah. And I think, it's eventually, if I start making good money from this, of course I will try them.
Yeah.
But, when I go out and make my videos, I have a small time frame to make these videos. So it's always content. For the most part, it is always content. For the first time in like a month, I went out and just played today with a couple friends, not recording or anything. And weird feeling.
Yeah.
I felt like
You're like looking around, you're like, did I get that?
Get my yeah.
after playing, I'm like, damn, I feel like I kind of wasted a day, but also like it was really, really good.
Yeah.
No, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, going back to that, like I want to try Mizuno's, but Mizuno's, bro, you have to take out a freaking personal loan and you have to like put a second mortgage on your house just to get those.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dude. Yes.
Great. I just can't like.
300 plus.
I
buddy.
think
Always.
the only time that I would pay close to $300 is for like a really good colorway of a pair of Mercs now.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Wow.
And it's really, again, the Mizuno's, dude, you can't find those anywhere even close to the $200 range unless they're like used. But like if I'm paying over $200 for a pair of boots, I'm not going to get a hand me down or something like that. I'm not going to get something that somebody else has worn.
Yeah.
I have to get a new boot. Yeah. So there's those. I don't ever want to try a pair of Asics. I'm just going to say that, bro. I don't care about
Wow.
Asics. Are they good? Like,
I wish I did.
and maybe that's just me being stubborn, but
It's like I said, it's hard when it's like those brands and you really don't have a frame of reference. But
Yeah.
I put one of my teammates on to Noah's videos of it, and he was like, "I will never wear anything else ever again."
Mhm.
really,
Like that's
Okay.
all he wears
Yeah.
is the XY5s. He has like 4 pairs, and he's like, "I'm good, I'm set. I'll never wear anything else again."
Yeah, I don't know. Like with I think like Mizuno's logo is really good. I think Skechers did a really good job at limiting
Mm-hmm.
the fact that
Yeah.
they are Skechers.
Don't look.
Yeah.
Don't look in this direction. Yeah.
I think Under Armour did a okay job at minimizing their stamp on the shoe.
Oh yeah, the
But
Shadow
with
2
Asics, bro,
Elite.
it's just
Yeah.
boom, 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 boom all across the shoe, and
Yeah.
it's just I don't know. It's hard because like I say I don't like to really conform to what everybody wants, but also in content creation you kind of do at the same time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you have to.
But with this is another one. This is a good example. Like you sent me these. I
Yes,
still
sir.
have these. I love
Yeah.
these shoes. These shoes
Yeah.
are incredible.
Same.
The 442s.
Same.
But again, I know that this video probably won't perform, you know.
Yeah.
But this is a great pair of shoes. But it's again, you like I don't want to conform, but at the same time, you have to, you know. So, and
Yeah.
again, like if I was making a lot of money, or if I had like somebody that would send me out all the new shoes, of course I would try them. Are you kidding me? Like I would love to try them, but it's not, you know, at the top of my priority at the moment. So
Yeah.
Adler, I will try Adler's one day. It's just, you know, yeah.
I'm sure they could send you some, dude, because I know they sent Noah some. I was gonna ask you real quick before like we move too far away from it.
They left me on red. So.
Uh-oh. No, going back to your pickup game, like since you train just like every weekend for like years, are you a complete stud? Like when you do go to pick up, like do you notice that yourself like being like very sharp, very like, you know, pretty good?
There is a bit of, you know, rust when you do play with people, because like, you know, like turning your head and stuff like that, when you're doing these individual dribbling drills, you're not doing that. So like you're a bit slow, and like the skill and the technique is there, but you're a bit slow with your decision making and stuff like that, which is huge, right? So like, yeah, when I first got back into it, but it was a little bit hard at first, but it's like riding a bike, you know.
Yeah.
You never forget how to ride a bike. So it comes back to you really quickly. That being said, I don't like playing Sunday League. I don't like playing indoor anymore. I don't like doing any of that because there's too many people that have a point to prove, you know? And with the amount of content that I want to pump out, I can't afford to be injured, you know?
Yeah.
And to be honest, I am injured all the time. I can, you know, we could spend another hour talking about my injuries just from the past year. So I had a really, really bad injury playing Sunday League. And me and this guy, we both went in for a tackle and just kicked each other's ankles just as hard as we can. And I remember, like, after I did it, I was like, that really hurt.
Yeah.
And I had somebody help me up, but I kept on playing, and the ball went out of bounds for a second there, and I was like, man, my ankle feels like it's bleeding or something. I looked down, bro, like the size of a softball in my sock. Did I ever send you, Colby? Did I?
Hey, with the hearts!
hearts.
I do the balloons. He did the hearts. Let's go.
Colby, that's for you.
Oh yes, I love it, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I ever sent you guys that picture.
Mm-mm.
I think that was before the group chat time, but dude, it was disgusting, man. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't play for, I think, like a month and a half. I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And thank God I had all sorts of content that I could use. Dude, I'm sitting on so much right now. Like, and I do that for a reason, because of instances like that where I do get injured. I have something to use. So I was really, really hurt from that. And ever since then, I'm just not going to play again, because, like, first of all, I'm made out of glass, you know? Second of all, I'm not scared or anything like that, but I just don't want to be like, I can make money and do something, yeah, and you know, I can motivate people, and I can provide a service, like whether it be education or something. I can do all of this, but I can't do that if I'm getting injured in Sunday League, you know.
Yeah.
And all these people are pissed off at their jobs. They hate their lives, and you know, they just want to go out there and tackle somebody and stuff like that. And bro, you can do that. That's fine. I am not, you know, saying anything about that, but you're not going to do that to me, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I've seen people almost getting straight up like fights in my indoor games. And this is like on a Wednesday night at
That's
like
me.
11 o'clock at night. And like, I'm like, bro,
Indoors- yeah.
I gotta go to work tomorrow. I gotta go to work. Like, I'm not gonna get a fight with you. Like, leave me alone. Like, it's
indoors
weird.
worse because it's so tight and congested.
Mm-hmm.
You will get hit.
Yeah.
You will get hit at least once a game. In outdoor, you could get away with it. You have much more maneuverability, and you could get around it. But like when it's indoor, dude, you will always get hit. And I just don't like indoor for that reason. I like to have fun. So if I ever set up like my own GCFC, like meet and greet, whatever the hell, if I'm ever that big or people caring about me enough to do that, like that'll be fun. I would have a good time, because I think people that come to that would, you know, be there just to have fun. And it's like, you know, like when you're playing Sunday League and people get mad at you because you're out of position, like, bro, shut up.
yeah.
Like, who cares, bro? Like, honestly, like if you care that much, go play professional, you know,
Right.
or go play in a men's league where that actually does matter, you know. But Yeah, it's just it takes, dude. I'm so scared of like of like losing like what I made or being away for a long period of time, like an ACL injury, for example. Because if I would be in trouble, if there was an ACL injury, I would be in trouble. There's
One of the first videos you did looked like you could have almost done your ACL. I remember that. Like that was very early on. You're like, I almost died, and it was your knee just like going sideways.
There was a divot. Yeah, there was a divot in the grass, and I remember I still don't know how I got away with that. But yeah,
lucky.
Sorry, we went off the rails with that one.
No, it's okay. That's good. No, it's good. That's what it's about. Like, it's funny that y'all say that because like I played a men's over 30 league on Friday nights. Like, it's just a way to hang out with friends, pretend I'm in shape. And so I'm really big about, like, I tell everybody, I'm not trying to fight anybody. Like, I have to go to work tomorrow. I have kids. Like, I'm a barber. I stand all day. I'm not trying to fight anybody. But something about indoor, if somebody starts pushing and playing aggressive, like, I quickly snap. And like, I'm not made of glass, but like, I'll snap, and then it starts getting, and it gets heated and heated and heated. And my Latino heat comes out, and that's how I tore my MCL. So like, I had to finish hair school like pretty much on crutches because I tore my MCL doing it. So after that, I was like, I'm never playing indoor again because like, it brings out the worst in other people, and it will bring out the worst in me. So I was like I said, I got kids, I got to provide for. Like, I'm done with indoor.
Yeah. Well, I'm like that too. Like, I get nasty, bro. If somebody like wants to get nasty with me, if somebody wants to do something dirty, like, dude, you can see the bottom of my Skechers cleats. How about that?
Do you guys want to hear something wild that happened?
Yes.
So one of my clients, his oldest son is a junior, and he's very athletic. Like, he boxes, he plays American football, and last year he started playing soccer. They showed me his video. This kid's like super quiet, like yes sir, no sir, very like Jesus first. I don't fight anybody, I don't do anything. He's at his game. They're playing. It's like the last 8 minutes, and the kid kind of like swats him, and then he slaps him again. And my client's son just boom, one, and just drops the kid, and he gets on top, and he starts swinging. I'm like, I was like, oh my God, what are you doing? So they're showing me the video, and we're laughing. I'm like, dude, the first swing, like, you were good. And then I was like, but when you saw red and you just started doing the UFC ground like pound, I was like, you can't do that. He's like, yeah, I realized that whenever I was getting taken off the field. I was just like, oh my God.
Jeez.
And I was just like, what are you doing? But it's so funny because, like I said, like, this is a private school, high school, nothing, soccer. And he's swinging on people. And because it just brings out that in people, that competitiveness. So, like I said, when I had that with indoor and seeing that, I'm like, definitely. I'm done.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so side tangent. I just thought y'all would enjoy that story.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome, dude. Well, Mark. Oh, go ahead, Justin.
No, okay. So, Mark, I was going to ask you before we get out of here. Now, I have a thing with boots where I will not wear blue boots. Like, I just don't like them. Do you have anything where you're like, no, like, that's okay? Yeah, that. Like a royal blue, like.
Yeah.
I have these Predator remakes that I just won't wear because they're blue.
I love that color too.
Yeah, I just really don't like them because they're blue. So is there anything like for you where you're just like some people are weird about black boots, some people are weird about white boots. Is there one for you where you're like, yeah, I'm not wearing that?
Well, I know I can't wear black boots, and that's not by choice really. It just doesn't. Again, it doesn't perform in videos, and I'm okay with that. But I think black boots are kind of boring,
Okay.
But that being said, one of my favorite boots.
Yeah, I was gonna say your favorite one.
You got white on the medial side.
When I was playing though, and I didn't care about anything
sentimental.
Else, right? Yeah, right. And but like black boots, I probably won't wear, special occasions. I think it's different with like old school ones like this.
Yeah,
that you could get away with because I think people appreciate these ones.
Mm-hmm.
But like an all black pair, like those new Predators, the all black ones, and everybody's going crazy about that. I don't really get that.
Same.
I think the point of a Predator is to look like this, black with the red accents and the white stripes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm trying to think of a shoe. I stay away from pink, and that's not a manly thing. I'm not like that. I'm not like that at all.
You just don't like pink?
Yeah, I just don't care for pink. Although dude, I keep on contradicting myself. Like those new pink Puma Ultras. Kind of thinking about getting those.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know.
Is it kind of like white with the pink, like kind of almost transparent, or is it like straight pink?
No, it's like a solid hot pink with a white stripe.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
And then with the white stripe and black on the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
But also they're so pink too that I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if those are for me. I'm really trying to think hard on. I don't know. I know I always have to have a pair of white cleats.
Yes.
Like,
Okay.
That for sure. I always
Or
have
both
to
white
have
boots.
That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a lot.
I think that the white boots with white socks with fresh white socks is, dude, that should be illegal. Yeah, it's like, bro, it's the perfect combo. I don't really, honestly, like, I know I have these two, but like I don't really care for that. I think I'm with you on the royal blue.
Yeah, it's just something about royal blue boots. I just like don't like them ever.
Yeah, dude, I'm really trying to think hard about, like, especially recent boots that have been.
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
That's fair. I was just
yeah.
curious. Like I said, for me, that's one of my things. Like one of those just weird, like icks. I'm like, I'm just not wearing blue.
I'm trying to make it more interesting by stating like a recent shoe that I just don't like in general. I think those neon yellow Puma Kings are really bad. Those were really, really nasty. And then I think some of the last Predator was kind of gross. Actually,
the accuracy?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think these are kind of gross.
So
I do like the blue
many
ones.
hot takes.
I know we just said royal blue, but those blue ones that Andre Onana wears, those
Yeah.
are really, really
I was gonna say, see
those.
that like that whole pack. I thought that whole pack was terrible. The blue Copas, the blue accuracies, and the blue crazy fast. I hate all of them.
Yeah. Well, dude, the speed portal pissed me off. Like when I tried the speed portal, I was like, man, these shoes look like really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they were horrible. I hated those. Dude, I hated those ones. And like the crazy fast ones now, I really want to try them, but I'm afraid I'm not gonna like them because I think they're really similar to.
Very thin.
Okay, if you get the crazy fast plus, they feel like a modern version of those yellow F50s you have. That's the best way I can put it to you. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, so if you want like something that will last maybe like a game longer, that's those crazy fast plus.
Yeah.
But they're very plasticky.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another one, Colby, we were talking about that earlier. That's another shoe that like is kind of on my list that I want to try, and it's just because I mean I watch so much soccer on TV. Like I see all these different shoes that people are wearing, and
you should be able to get those. I think you might be able to get those around the $200 price point. Like so that would be a good one.
But also like the kind of like the risk and reward with that kind of thing. Like am I really willing to drop $200? You know, for that.
Yeah.
Dude, I still feel like if I was like if I turn into a millionaire tomorrow, I'd still be super cheap. I'm just that type of person, man. Like I would still be on like eBay and everything looking for $50 steals.
Okay, so that's a good point. So before we get out of here, that addresses So earlier you were talking about like when you pick certain boots for videos, you have to kind of be cognitive of like what can pull people in and what can draw people in. How hard is that when on the other end, like in your own, you're like, I don't want to spend that money? Because 9 times out of 10, you got to have the newest boot and the newest colorway to really keep people coming in. So like, how do you, I don't want to say like, how do you navigate through that to kind of like not swing to the pendulum either side?
Yeah. Well, so I actually, those new green Mercurial Vapors, I actually almost pulled the trigger on those. I decided not to. I got something else. I'm not going to say it because it's part of the video, but I got something else coming instead. That it's not too crazy, but it's a lot cheaper. But you know, I'm working with Pro Soccer, and we do collaborate a lot. And sometimes they do something like they sent me this one. We were gonna
cool.
The one with the tongue, but they didn't expect it to sell out as fast as it did. Which, I mean, I think we all know that campaign was just insane. And I think it still is. So I got these ones, and then I got these, which were really hot. Like, those just came out, too. And these got me a lot of views.
Okay, so see.
So, yeah, there's, you know, like, some of those I get sent out, like the Skechers. What happened there? I think I got like my tax return and everything, and I was just like, you know what? Let's just buy a new pair of shoes. Like,
absolutely.
And I just that's an anomaly, for me to spend that much on a pair of shoes, honestly.
Okay.
A
Okay.
pair of shoes. But yeah, a lot of the times, I mean, I honestly, like, I'm really happy I have these. But if I would go back in time and redo that, I probably wouldn't buy them for the price that I did.
Okay.
It's there, and then there's a lot of them. Like, there's a pair of Nike Magista Opas, which is, sorry, I know I'm pulling out a lot of shoes here. This one, but the low cut, right?
Yeah.
So these are my college shoes, dude. These things are torn to shreds.
The Obras, yeah.
Yeah. So, dude, I got these on PayPal in college when I shouldn't have. I did a payment plan and I couldn't keep up with it. My parents had to bail me. So
Mom, please, I need $100, please.
No, I called my dad. Like, I was like really stressed out one day. I'm like, I just can't afford this. And so the low cut version of these,
Right.
And they were sitting there for $80, and dude, again, if I would have gone back in time, I would have pulled the trigger on those. There's a pair of those F50 with the spider web ones. Those were $67. They were beat up. That's why they were that low. But
Yeah.
I should have just bought them. Yeah, there's a lot of things, dude. Honestly, I'm one of those guys, and hate me all you want, but I throw out low ball offers sometimes because they work.
Yeah.
They work a lot of times.
Worst thing
These
somebody
were
can do is tell you no.
Yeah, these were listed for, I think, $80, and I got those for like $50, I think.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
The worst thing they could say is no.
Mhm.
Sometimes they block you.
Exactly.
Yeah. You have to make like three. You have to make three low ball offers before they block you. Usually.
Yeah, and if I know you, I will. I think I bought a pair of shoes from Julio once, and I
love trades. Like like Julio. Like I just traded him like Pures for the Futures. So
right.
Trades
and
are awesome.
If it's Halt's boots, and like I'm gonna support you. I know you. I know who you are. I'm not gonna lowball you.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't respect those other people, but it's like I know you and I know who you are, and I want to respect.
No, for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, like it's really hard to say because my mind changes like every day, dude, of what I want. And,
Okay.
Yeah, and sometimes like I'm feeling a bit frugal, and I don't want to spend money, and I see something that maybe I would have bought a couple weeks ago, but I'm not going to buy it, Yeah, it's just really hard. Like that question, the reason why I'm talking so long about that one question is because it's really hard, and there's a lot of random things that come up. Like I think I'm just going to show these because I think these are really cool, but
Ooh.
Oh.
Yes, sir.
Those are the laser ones.
Lasers.
Yeah, I got these for $80.
That's the only one I'm missing.
Yeah. So
oh, such a nice boot.
Like these, and this is what I was talking about with like, there's certain boots that I want to get, and this is one of them. So
yeah,
this is one of those that like as soon as it pulls up, I want to buy that like immediately.
Yeah,
and if it's within a relative price range, I'm pressing the submit button. I'm paying full price right away. I think I actually, you know what? I think I threw an offer like $15 lower than what it was for these. And then like 5 minutes later, I'm like, I don't want another Magista Opus situation. Like, let me just buy this.
Just buy it.
Want to buy it.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome, dude. Awesome.
Yeah. Same thing with those F50s too. With these ones, I saw these for $80 and I pulled the trigger because I'm like
$80. That's mental.
Judging by what I've seen in the market and stuff like that, if you can call it a market, I'm not going to come around those too often.
Yeah.
So,
not in good shape. Usually they're broken or they're beat up.
Yeah, that's a good way to answer your question. I'm not the most knowledgeable person when it comes to boots. I understand that. But I know what's valuable and what isn't valuable. I know the market at the moment. And I know that those F50s, those T90s, the CTRs, these ones right here,
oh,
those don't even know. Yeah, these are takedown models, but this is the same exact model that I wore when I was a kid. So these have a lot of meaning to me. I don't care if they're takedown, No,
that's okay.
But stuff like that is, stuff like that you probably want to think about getting,
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So And also, like, I buy, dude, like, I have so many shoes that sometimes I share with, some of my friends. There's a guy that I just met recently. I think, oh my gosh, I feel so bad because I forget his Instagram name. And of course, I know everybody by their freaking Instagram name. It's like when you're playing Call of Duty, bro.
Oh,
like,
yeah, the gamer tags.
Just call people by their gamer tag. I think it's Cleats is Life or something, the dude from New York.
Okay.
Awesome. Cool.
I bought a pair of, I'm going to save that because that's actually a video that's coming out on Thursday. But I bought a pair. Oh my gosh. I bought a pair of shoes that I could easily sell for around the $200 range, judging by by the quality of the shoe at the moment. Or not at the moment, but the quality of the actual shoe. And I sold it to him for the price that I bought him at because it's like,
Yeah.
I want to share, and I've made so many good connections with these people. And I have a funny joke, dude. Like, if I get stuck in a random country, bro, I got a guy. I got a guy that can get me out of the situation. Like, I've met so many great people on Instagram, and if I could share, like, I know these ones. I know Julio really likes these ones.
Mm-hmm.
The Copa 17.1, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I would never, I would make a trade or something with him, and I don't even care if
18s are better in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Those are really, really cool. I like those. I don't care if I'm losing money in that trade or whatever.
Mhm.
It's just the connections that I've made with everybody, and I'm so happy to share it with other people and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome.
All right, brother. Well, hey, man, it's almost hitting 11 o'clock our time.
You guys
so.
kicking me off. I got another 2 hours in me.
Well, we'll have
probably-
another episode. We'll have a
Yeah, for
part
sure.
2.
For sure.
We'll definitely, we have to do one where we talk about, shoes specifically, and we could talk about like our top 5 or something, or my top 5 or
For
whatever.
sure.
Definitely,
I
dude.
guarantee
Definitely.
my list is going to be like nothing you've ever seen. And you can make fun of me all you want, but it's good content at the end of the day.
That's what the show's about,
Let me
brother.
know. Yeah.
Yep. But all right, guys. So we'll go ahead and end it here, and we'll go ahead and give ourselves a little plug. So, Mark, we're starting with you, dude.
Yeah.
Where can we find you at?
GCFC training all across the board. So YouTube, TikTok. I've been fortunate enough to have that same handle for everything. So at GCFC training, if you are watching this and you need help with anything, whether that be training or advice with social media or whatever, just shoot me a message, man. I always look at my hidden messages, and I do the best that I can to stay connected with my community and help people as much as I can. And I've done that before. So feel free to shoot me a message. Feel free to follow me. And thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for coming.
All right. Yeah, definitely, man. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you guys on the next podcast, episode 12. So take it easy.
Good luck
Laters.
with finding a number 12.
The balloons. The damn balloons.
This podcast is off the rails, but yeah, good luck trying to find a number 12. I don't think they exist. What, Ben Foster? You're going to say Ben Foster?
That's all right, guys. We'll see y'all.